All right, guys. Simmer down. We have John Douma. John, I actually did want to ask you a question before we started, but we started already. There's like a lot of those things. Did you install that? I can't explain. There's a bunch of
fishing rods.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Are they all different sizes?
Yeah, they're all for different things. That's what I do when I'm not fighting. That's my other hobby.
How often do you go fishing? I honestly, I
lot.
see you do more on your Instagram with fishing than you do with like people that saw you that know that you fight or like are finding you out. Like they would think that you are just a fisherman. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's usually it's like whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean? Rarely do I go back and post like an old picture on Instagram. So it's like, I fight like 3 times a year. So I put stuff out for that. But I fish like, I don't know, most this spring, summer, and fall. So,
but no winter.
No winter.
Dang. So what are you gonna do now in this winter?
It's
gonna seem really long to you.
Yeah. No, it's always miserable. But I'm usually busy enough with training and work that.
So where are you gonna train now?
Tri-Force.
Just when it opens back up.
Yeah. I've been doing stuff. Rob Font's been doing his training camp, so I've been helping him out a little bit with that, and rolling here and there where you can get rounds and stuff like that. But I've been able to find pretty consistent work, so I haven't been sweating the whole COVID thing too much, other than not being able to fight. That's kind of a drag, but hopefully something will come along.
I know. I see the pictures with Rob Font posted a picture. I don't know if you were in it, but there were these 2 dudes he took a picture with their gear on.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah.
It's funny.
It was me and Tech. Matsuza.
Yeah. Tech?
Yeah.
Tech 9 or whatever?
No, Tateki Matsuza.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's former UFC. He fights around here.
Oh, okay.
He's under Top Game as well.
Yeah. I saw, it's funny because that picture, it shows like both of you with like red faces and everything, and he's just like clean as can be.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't been touched,
he's very
just
good.
smiling.
Yeah.
So that's really like...
it's for real.
Because what I thought when I saw that picture initially, that it was going to be you guys like making sure that he doesn't get too hurt or anything. Make sure that he can go in there and fight.
No, they want us to go at it. Like,
what?
It's not like, we're holding back on like certain things, elbow. Like,
I know.
It's sparring. Yeah. But that's his hard sparring usually.
Wow.
So I think.
Who has he been sparring with? Besides you, and
other than that, other like the other details of his camp, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I just been, it's been like a Saturday thing that we've been going and doing that.
And that's the most sparring you've been doing?
Yeah.
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 Now, what happens when you fish? Do you forget everything about like?
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, that's where I like get away from everything because I get like you get enough stress with fighting and work on top of that.
Right.
You gotta have like something else to.
Yeah, but how did that even become? Yeah, how did that even become a thing?
Fishing
for you? Yeah,
I've been doing it since my dad was big into it.
See what I mean? Yeah. As soon as you start to back up,
you're right.
Like you can actually hear it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that you need to.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I think it's the new it's this.
The new cover.
Yeah, because the old cover was a lot closer to the actual mic itself.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, for the next one.
I like it, though. I like that I got a fresh cover.
I know. I do, too.
With COVID going on, I'm not breathing anybody.
Can't be too sure. I actually haven't had a podcast in like 3 weeks. So I don't know if that's long enough for the virus to die. But are you going to get the vaccine when they... I
don't know. I don't know. I'm not like... that worried about getting COVID.
Yeah. You said that. You just told me that. You said
I'm worried about other people getting it.
Yeah.
But like as myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
probably be all right.
It just sucks.
I mean, listen,
around.
I fight in a cage.
It's very true.
I'm not like that worried about, I'm not like the most careful person in the world.
Oh,
so, I'm worried about like giving it to other people. Like, that's why I'm like being cautious and stuff. But like, if everybody else has the vaccine.
Yeah. How's work?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Everyone there is healthy and everything.
Yeah. Everybody's been good.
Okay.
no cases. So
Good. And tell me about a good fishing story.
good fishing story.
Yeah. Because I want to say that I know a lot about what goes on in in your martial arts life, but I don't really know much about your fishing life. Tell us a story.
I don't know. I mean,
Indulge us.
really, like it's not like there's not that much to tell. Like
Well,
I go out there. Here's like so like my new thing, like what I would like to do, other than like I'll go out on a boat and go out and catch fish and stuff.
Yeah.
What I like to do is like we get wetsuits on, right? And then we get like these special boots with like studs on them so we can like walk into rocks and grip them. You get like these special rods and reels, and then like it'll be like the middle of the night, and then we'll go swim out to these rocks that are offshore a little bit. And then we fish off of those, and you know, it's just a good way to catch really big fish.
How high is the water up to your when you?
Oh no, we swim out.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought the whole time you were on the boat.
I do that too. I don't get a lot of pictures doing that because we have to swim, so we can't bring our phones or anything.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but out on the boat, you know, we can have phones, so we can just take pictures.
Right. And who are you with when you go fishing?
My dad a lot. Me and my dad go out a lot. Andy Aiello goes with me. He's another Raging Korean. He's another pro MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Joe Lozans. Cody Norby, a lot. He fought.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my fishing buddies are, you know, we fight together too. So.
Do you guys talk about martial arts?
No, never. We never talk about fighting. I just
find that funny that
when we're fishing, that we never talk about it. But I mean, everybody's the same way, you know.
No, yeah, I get it. I just find it funny that a lot of the people that you go fishing with are actual fighters.
Yeah, that's how I met most of them.
Wow. And how's Cody? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still fishing too?
Yeah, he's got a boat. He's always going out.
So you have your own boat?
Yeah, it's like me and my dad have it.
Okay. Where does it sit? Where do you?
It's in Montauk. So we our family.
Oh, that's how you say it.
What, Montauk?
Yeah, I never knew how to.
Yeah. That's how it is. So my family we have a house out there. We inherited it, and so we keep the boat in a marina.
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like a really simple life, really. This is the way.
No, dude, it's not at all. I got to juggle a pro MMA career.
No, I mean
with a full-time job, and you know.
I meant the fishing, because like everything that you do to fish, it doesn't sound like it's like MMA. Like you're.
Well,
not
that's it.
killing
That's exactly what it is. It's like my getaway.
Right.
Except for when I'm fishing in the surf. That's like.
In the what?
In the surf, like when we swim out to the rocks and stuff. That's kind of like.
How far are you swimming out?
Depends where the rocks are.
Are we talking like a mile?
No, not that far. Like
just to picture it.
A couple yards, like 30, 40 yards. That is a lot.
Okay. Yeah. And then where are you fishing? I mean, yeah. Like
I do it in Montauk, and then I'll do it down here in Narragansett.
And that's where your father's been fishing all his life.
Yeah.
Where does your dad live? In Montauk too?
He lives in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then I moved out to Rhode Island for to learn to be a mechanic, and then I ended up staying for fighting. I found Tri-Force there.
Wait, so mechanic was first when you came to Rhode Island?
Yeah. Well, that's that's what brought me to Rhode Island. Not fighting at first. I started fighting just from like going to school. And then
what do you mean? Like fight street
so
fighting?
when I moved none of that, just MMA, because I wrestled since I was a kid and I always wanted to try it, but there was no places near me where I grew up. So I moved out here to learn how to be a mechanic, and there was a gym. I was in Warwick, so Tri-Force was like, I don't know, 30 minutes away in Pawtucket. So I just said, all right, I'll try it now. I live close enough. And then once I tried it, I stayed because of fighting. You know, guys, just over time, I think like I had a fight within my first I want to say like 4 months of training,
Wow.
and then that was it. Like obviously I was still in school for most of my amateur career.
School where?
New England Tech.
Oh, studying to become a mechanic?
Yeah.
And that's what you do now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What made you want to do that, like 4 months out? Like, why not longer or something?
The fight?
Yeah. In your first fight?
I was crazy about it in the beginning. Like, I was coming 2 classes a day because I had time, just from being in school. So I'd just make every class I could. I'd have come to 2 classes a day. I was doing everything to get a fight as quick as I could. And I got close with Dan Cormier, so he kind of took me under his wing early. And
Dan was fighting at the time too?
Yeah. This was like 6 years ago.
Uh-huh.
He's been fighting for like over 10 years.
Wow.
So he was already he was a pro. He was well into it.
Yeah.
So he kind of took me under his wing and brought me to a bunch of places, a bunch of different gyms around here. Not, John, we met at Tri-Force, and that's obviously both of our home gyms. But, he just, we started fighting. And
Wait, so Dan was the one that actually invited you?
Tri-Force?
Yeah.
No, I found it online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There weren't many. Was there?
No, I didn't find many others. Like, I know Santos is around. I never even knew that Santos was a thing or Lozon's or anywhere else really, until I started training at Tri-Force.
What was the MMA scene at the time when you were interested? What did it look like? Like what was going on?
CFX was like one of the CES was like probably the biggest promotion. The first, I
Would
think,
you still consider them the biggest promotion?
in New England?
Yeah. Is that what you meant? Like the big CES was the biggest promotion at the time?
Yeah, and they might still be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to play favorites or anything.
Yeah.
But CES was like, they were like the big one, and then CFX was around. Cage Titans was around early.
Oh wow.
I don't know how early. I think there were like a few fights in the Plymouth when I started, but it was like CFX was pretty huge.
CFX.
Yeah.
And that's no longer around, obviously.
No, I was supposed to be on the last CFX card. That was supposed to be my first fight. So I think I moved to Rhode Island in October. By February, I had my first fight scheduled, and then I didn't end up. It ended up falling through in CFX because they were afraid the roof was going to cave in on the venue. It was like MMA was like that back then, and then I ended up fighting my first fight at Cage Titans in that April.
Oh, that was your first fight?
Yeah.
Inside those four months that you were training?
No, I had a fight scheduled my first 4 or whatever from October to April or February. And then I ended up fighting in April for real.
Oh, okay. That one was at CFX that you're saying?
The first one that was scheduled, yeah. So it was supposed to be for like February, and then they had like a bunch of snow on the roof. So,
oh, that was literal.
Yeah.
The roof was going to really cave in.
They really thought the roof was
I thought it was like the
in.
whole commotion of like MMA fans.
No.
Oh, this was serious.
It was at the Armory, right? And so it was
Cranston Street Armory?
February. Dude, no, it was in Massachusetts.
Sorry,
I think
I don't know why I
think it was
thought
a Taunton Armory.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I might be wrong. So there was like a whole bunch of snow on the roof because it was February, and they thought the roof was going to cave in. Like the National Guard was like, you guys can't have this fight here.
Whoa.
So they pushed it to March. Like it was like already, well, the fight was a Saturday. Wednesday, they told us the fight was canceled, and it's going to go on in March. So I'm like, all right, wait till March. They're like, there's snow still on the roof. It's going to get canceled. So I ended up getting on the next one for Cage Titans. And that was my first real fight, like official.
But with CFX, that's it. Like
that was it.
That was it.
Never again. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
Damn, that's not really caught like the best of CFX.
No. Yeah, I don't know. That was it for them.
Nail in the coffin or whatever.
I guess so.
Dang. Do you think it would have been cool to fight at CFX? Was there anything popping at the
No,
time?
dude, it was in the Taunton Armory. It wasn't gonna be cool.
I've never been there. I don't know.
I mean, it
that
was
sounds like an
literally-
old building.
it was like-
honestly,
The way they used to do it.
an
was
armory
like,
for what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The National Guard.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually like where they put the guns. I
Yeah,
have no
yeah,
idea. It was just a big space, but yeah, that was it for them.
Dude, how was your first fight?
It was a lot like a wrestling match, which I've done, thousands of them. So
You had to
all
cut the
same
weight and
feelings.
everything. Oh, really?
Yeah, like when I was in the
What
cage,
about getting punched?
it was real familiar for me.
That's cool. I'm glad
Getting
it was.
punched was, I didn't get punched on my second fight. Like the
Hmm.
first kid didn't land on me. It was mostly
Well,
most of the
that's
fight I
awesome.
took him down. I think he might have landed a couple like pillow punches. But then my second fight, I got punched for real. And like I think the first punch that landed broke my eye socket. I was like, oh Jesus, what is this?
Oh, okay. I remember you. That's the only time it ever happened?
Yeah.
Your eye socket?
Yeah.
Because I remember you said something about that once.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
my second fight. That was like early. First punch landed. I won the fight, but
Congrats.
not really. I
Didn't
did
you-
surgery for my eye socket? But
Dude, I'm so sorry to hear. Which eye?
my left eye, I think. It's been so long.
It looks fine.
The
Like,
doctor did such a good job. I don't even know which eye it is.
Wait a minute. Could this be connected to the time when I saw you? I wanted to bring up this like little short story. I went in 2016.
Yeah.
In January. I'm like, I'm gonna start this thing, and then I eventually stopped going like 3 months in, and I was
Yeah.
just paying them, and I'm like, I need to cancel this. But in the meantime, I saw you train and all
In the
that.
Tri-Force?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was training at Tri-Force at the time, and then I saw you, and then
Yeah.
you were like pretty much the only MMA fighter that was there,
No.
or at least in my head.
That was the okay.
That I
It might-
knew.
yeah, might have
That I
been
knew.
at the time.
only like the only active one at the time.
No, I was the only one that was like really going to classes. The MMA fighters back then, they weren't really going to classes. But I was so new in it, like I was still only 4 months in, or however many. 2016.
That was then. That was at 2016.
So that was my second year. I was still only like 2 years in, but still fighting. So I was going, I was going to classes and
I always saw
doing
you in
all that.
class.
yeah, I was going to all.
It was
of them.
crazy. It was really inspirational.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Of course.
Are we having this moment? No, but I left, and then like 8 months later or something like that, some random moment where I went to a Stop and Shop. I think it was in Warwick, and then I saw you.
I lived in Warwick at the time. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Did you introduce yourself? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, I knew you wouldn't remember.
No way.
I
You
knew
did?
you would remember
Maybe.
that.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
You had a big bruise on your left eye,
Yeah.
and I don't know what. That's what I'm trying to connect it to. Like, I haven't done my research, but I can't connect that date to like whatever fight. It might have been your second fight.
2016.
I remember.
It was my third fight.
I remember. It was the fight that you lost. You lost that fight.
You got it.
Your
yeah,
third
that's
fight.
it. Yep.
Oh,
My third fight. It was
this
a
is
split.
so good.
Was it a split
This
decision?
closure's good.
I think it was unanimous. Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
But it was like the driest conversation we've ever had.
Really?
And yeah. So I thought
We have
like,
pretty dry conversations, dude.
Huh?
We have pretty dry conversations.
Yeah, we do. But you were just not in the mood.
No, I'm sure.
You were just. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, what's up, John? Like it was really cool to see a fighter
Yeah.
in person, like
Yeah.
outside of the gym. So I'm like, I know John. Let me say hi to John. Hey, what's up, John? And you had a really big bruise
Yeah.
on your left eye. Was it on your left eye?
I don't know. I broke my nose,
This
so
is a
it was
beat.
probably both of them were pretty bruised up.
Okay. I remember it was the aisle where they give like kind of like organic food or
Okay.
something like that. I think it was just we just
Yeah.
ended up there. Yeah, because I remember the like the fridge on the left side. I
Yeah.
don't know why I remember this so
Okay,
specifically.
all right.
It was just so. But I said, "Oh, what happened?" And then he was like, I had a fight. I just fought." And then I was like, "Oh, what happened? Yeah, like, did you win?" Like, "No, I lost."
Oh yeah, that
And
must
that
have
was it.
must have torn my heart out.
And then that was it. I was like, "Yeah." I didn't know where to go from there. So I'm like, okay, cool. You in my head, I'm like, yeah, keep shopping, dude. I'll see you around. And then that was it. And then I thought that was gonna be the extent of our friendship. Like that's all this guy's ever gonna think of me.
No way. Now look.
And then we developed this really nice friendship through.
Now look at us. You're my house. We're doing a podcast.
I know.
Tremendous.
I know. This is awesome. I'm like one of the few people, I'm assuming,
that's been here.
Yeah.
Or doing a podcast. Yeah.
Oh, podcast. How many people have you done a podcast with?
I think just a minute ago.
Really?
That's it.
Well, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because now people are going to be like, there's only one place.
This is, other than Steve Domenico's, unprecedented.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It is amazing because one day when you become as popular as you want to be,
you'll be right
come back
there.
here.
You're going to be the guy.
Well, yeah, but then they're going to come back to you and they're like, oh, wow, John was into fishing then?
Yeah.
Wow. Like he was into fishing? I didn't know that.
There you go.
Yeah. So give us any info that you want people to know in the future. But, yeah.
Right now?
I guess so. There's nothing that like back then that's like going to be interesting.
Nah.
What is your goal? Let's go there.
My goal?
Yes.
I mean, make it to the top.
What is the top for you?
I'd get to the top in the UFC.
I just want people to know right here, right now.
Yeah, that's
on my podcast.
I mean, listen, if you're in the if you go into the cage
here first,
and your goal isn't to be a UFC champion, then you have no business in the cage.
That's very true.
That's it. You know, if you're just gonna.
Oh, you don't think?
Okay, it's okay to do it for fun and like if you're an amateur, and you know, but if you're gonna like really put some serious time and effort into this, the only way you're gonna actually do that is if you have plans to make it to the top.
True.
You know, the only way you're gonna like actually be able to compete at a professional level, making like nickels and dimes, because that's what you're gonna get when you first start.
Very true.
Is if you actually think you're gonna make it. And, you know, if you don't, then that's fine. But you're not going to put in the effort that needs to be taken. You know, you're not going to go through all the stuff.
So you don't think there are people that are just doing it for
in the amateur level?
That don't want to.
In the amateur level, for sure.
Yeah, but there's like,
but that's
not
okay.
a pro. Yeah,
I mean,
you
know,
yeah,
because that's kind of what it is. You're fighting for fun. You're fighting for whatever. You know, it's a good time. But then when you're pro, you might be able to get like your first couple of fights. You might do okay if you get with a good manager and a good, you know, the matchmaker likes you, the promoter likes you. You'll do all right in the first couple of fights. But like eventually, that's gonna fall off. If you're not, you know, if you don't really want to do it, if you don't really want to be a UFC champion or whatever Bellator champion, the top of the top, because it's not, you know, it's not worth it after you look at it to fight in a regional scene to like where you have to start. It's not worth it. It's not, you know, they don't do it. We don't do it for the money. You know, because there's none of that.
No, I know.
You do it for the hopes of getting the exposure to be in the UFC and then, or, you know, wherever you want to go, Bellator, ONE, whatever it is.
How much do you think that a fighter like you should be paid in this moment? Like not fighting.
That's a tough question.
Like a national.
I don't know the numbers. You know, I wish I knew what CES is bringing in for a show. You know, and then it would. But you know, because I don't know how much these bigger these regional level promotions are bringing in. You know, if they're fighting us a fair amount, I think we should make a lot, you know.
Even starting out, you're saying?
Depends. I mean, you know, every case has to be looked at differently. Because some guy is fighting, you know, you see those, where like a guy's 3-0 and he's fighting a guy who's like 0-1. You see that. That guy shouldn't be getting paid a dime, you know. Because, what's he doing it for? But... You know, the people that are, you know, if I'm 3-0 and I'm fighting another undefeated guy or whatever it is, those guys should be getting paid. So you got to look at it case by case.
That is very true. I see what you're saying. So do you prefer what route to take to get to the top? Like, do you find it okay, or do you find it whatever with the guys who end up fighting people who are with those records, like coming up with a record that's undefeated and then fighting someone who's like 1-3 or whatever, or people with not as good of a record, like something that doesn't match up?
So I don't know. Everything's worked for everybody, and it's another thing. You got to take it by case.
I know. Sorry, I'm making you like an analyst.
No. I understand this. Like I've been in this. You got to take it case by case, because there's some guys that are like real. They're real flashy. They're real well spoken. They're they can sell a ton of tickets.
Yeah.
And then they don't really have to take the craziest fights ever to make it to the higher levels, where guys like me, for example, like I'm not as outspoken. I don't post stuff all the time. I'm not selling a crazy amount of tickets.
Yeah.
My route, I have to take hard fights and exciting fights, and take fights that people want to watch, that are going to be exciting to watch. Where the other guy is just, he's going to fight and people are going to buy because they like him,
Right.
So I think I'm on the right route for me, where somebody else might have a better route for them. It's all,
How was your last fight? Because it was in Bellator, and I was actually there with your coworker, your buddy.
Yeah.
I was sitting right next to him.
It was a rough night.
Yeah, I saw you at the end.
Yeah.
When you came back.
Yeah, it was just
which I didn't know. I didn't know what kind of mood you were going to be in.
I was in a bad mood, right?
Yeah, and I was like at an outsider's mood, so I was like still wanting to be happy for you, but I can't understand what you just went through. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just leave him alone. And I saw you disappear, and
I try not to get so upset when I lose, but
what happens?
It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. You put so much into it, that you get caught up, and then sometimes that translates to the fight.
And does that feel the same way for you when you win?
That's a different feeling. That's like, it's like, honestly, for most people, it's like it sounds real cliche, but they say like it's like the best 3 seconds of your life when you win a fight, and then like right after, it's like, all right, what's next? What's the next thing? I don't know why that happens. People say that to sound like, oh, like I'm like so, I'm so motivated that I want to just do the next thing. But like honestly, that's really what happens. Like, oh, all right, so now what's going on with me?
This is saying when you win decisively, or when you win like unanimously, like it goes the round. Do you still feel that way? Because I know that like you can be taken up with the emotion of when you TKO somebody. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's a different feeling. Yeah, that's
which you have done that, right? You've knocked people out.
Yeah, that's TKO. I haven't gotten a clean knockout yet, but that's a different feeling than just winning like unanimously. Winning by a decision is more like it's like a relief.
Yeah, I know.
Where that's saying. Like, it's really you won, so you're excited at that moment that you won. I guess. If that makes sense.
So there's nothing going on around that you could get ready for?
It's just tough right now. The regional promotions aren't really doing anything.
You want to fight regionally? You want to stay regionally?
If I can get a fight with Bellator, I'll fight for Bellator. But it's tough because they're doing, they're having their undercard to honor the guys with their contracts. They got to have fights for them.
Yeah.
So, they're not really.
But
obviously, they're not interested in taking on guys that, unless it's to fight somebody that's, it's tough. Everybody's going through a tough time now with no gate, no crowd.
No what?
No crowd.
What did you say before that?
No gate. That's just the money.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's just a weird scene. I'm trying. My manager's on it. We're looking out for stuff. But
now, do you have to do that job too? Or can you leave that to your manager?
I leave it to him. But I got a good relationship with my manager.
Yeah. So how do you feel like when he tells you got something coming up? Like you usually feel ready for it? Because I feel like, whoa.
A lot of the time it comes like.
I feel like I'd want to know in advance.
If you don't know, he'll be like, all right, this might happen. Like it's never like, all right, here's we got this fight. It's
yeah.
100% gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's
right.
usually like,
That's
all
the
right,
game.
this fight. They said this guy. What do you think about it? And then like, okay, you're like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
and then, but you don't want to get too excited because it's like maybe he'll say no.
The other guy?
Yeah, or you know, it might not like it's usually just like hey, this isn't 100%, but it might happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, you kind of like you don't want to get your hopes up too much, but you know, you're training hard and stuff like that. And then you know, it's like it's a lot of waiting, and you don't want to get yourself too excited. You don't want to, but then when he finally calls, it's like, I don't know. You're so prepared for it. It's not like oh geez, I gotta go train now because I've been training.
Yeah,
I kind of knew it was gonna happen. I've been dieting, so
that's right. Because I know with dieting too.
yeah.
How much time do you think? Even though you work 40 hours, and I know that you said like it's not easy. That's not what I was referring to either. I know you don't have it easy. I never see you at the gym doing anything easy. Even our roles, like yeah, you don't, man. You're an interesting person to roll with.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, because I just can't. You just every time that I try to do something, you're always like a couple of steps ahead of me, and you feel where I'm going, and I know you feel where I'm going, and I can't do much about it. And I'm trying to work, but I can't.
That's just the progression. You know, that's just the progression of like once you get a higher belt, you kind of.
That's the thing too.
Right,
I
so
know
listen,
that you're there.
You're a blue belt. I'm a brown belt, right?
Yeah.
We know about the same amount of moves. I might know a little bit more moves than you, right? The difference between like a blue belt.
You Barambolo?
No, you do that?
No.
I was gonna say you better cut it out.
Really?
No, I don't care. So we know like about the same amount of moves.
Yeah.
The difference between like a blue belt and a purple belt is just like, you know, a little different. They can do it a little bit crisper, a little bit, you know. And then usually I think, for you know what I think, whatever it's worth, the difference between a brown belt and the other belts other than a black belt is I start to know what you're gonna do first. You know, that's kind of like the telltale sign I think of somebody gonna be a brown belt. Like I know what you're gonna do before you know what you're gonna do. That's like when jiu-jitsu gets, you know, starts getting more advanced.
When did you start to feel like that?
Dude, it's such a
At what
like
belt? At what belt?
It's such an eventual like progression that like you don't think about it. Just one day like you're, you know,
no, I know.
One day you don't know what you're doing, and then like close your eyes, and how many years later you're like, I know what you're gonna do before you do.
What came first, the fighting or jiu-jitsu?
Fighting.
And then
fighting. Jiu-jitsu came for fighting, but I kind of fell in love with jiu-jitsu through fighting. And you know, and I wrestled a lot, and it, you know, so I kind of understood the whole ground base. I wrestled since I was in 4th grade, so I was like grew up with that.
So you did it in middle school too?
Yeah, middle school, elementary school, high school. And then no college. I was so burned out by then, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I ended up fighting.
What college did you end up going to?
Doing the tech.
Oh,
I didn't go to. Yeah, I didn't go to like a.
No,
I went to tech school.
I thought because you said wrestling, you were like you were burnt out.
Yeah, I could have, but
in New England Tech.
No. At other school, I got offers at other schools
Oh.
to wrestle, but I don't know. I was so done with it.
Out of all places, New Jersey, Rhode Island. What was that decision about?
To go to Rhode Island?
Yeah.
It's just school.
You saw New England Tech as the school?
Yeah, because there's not, if you want to be a marine diesel mechanic, there's not that many options.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Florida, Rhode Island.
That's what you are?
New York City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like, I mean, there's probably other schools, but like at the time, there was like 3 other options. I didn't want to go to Florida, and I don't really like the city. So, and like especially New York City just seemed crowded to me. I just wasn't into it. So I figured Rhode Island.
I thought you would because New Jersey, I don't know. It sounds a lot closer to.
Yeah, but I like being on the beach and like
No,
fishing, stuff like that.
fair.
It's not a lot of that in New York City. So
Even when you lived in Warwick, you
yeah, because Warwick's still like there's still a good amount of water in Warwick.
yeah, true.
It's right on the bay.
So you learned to love the water because of your dad.
I guess so. He just
He lived in the water by the water too.
no, he lived in. I mean, we always had the house in East Hampton, Montauk. So
Yeah.
we'd always go out there.
No, back in New Jersey.
As a kid, New Jersey, we weren't by the water. My dad just always took us fishing. Like that was the thing to do. Me and
Yeah.
my brother, like he would just weekends. Like there was one fall where like every single weekend, my dad would just take us out fishing.
Yeah.
I think I broke my ankle or something, so I couldn't. I was out for football, but I could kind of walk. So my dad was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
just go fishing every weekend." It was
That's
great.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I feel like it's
You know?
something that you can do even when you're like really a lot older.
Yeah,
You see a lot of older guys like fish.
yeah, yeah.
Does it take?
It depends. Like what we do, like Andy Aiello does it with me a lot. What we do and like what most people think about like fishing is it's two different things. Cause like when you're like out surf fishing or rock hopping, whatever you're doing, you're getting like pretty beat up, and you're getting tossed in the water and you're trying to swim through the water. So it's like it's physically tough. So mostly young guys do that, and then a lot of older guys do it still. They'll go out in boats or fish off a sand beach or whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And you happy here? You gonna stay?
Rhode Island?
Yeah. New Jersey's like, I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always have love for New Jersey, but
You go every now and then.
I'm fully but I'm a Rhode Islander now.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, sometimes this thing like can't pick up
I
some
hear
sounds.
you. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
Every once in a while it'll cut out.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't hear myself.
Like I swear this is something that this is doing. I think, but
All right, we'll just do another one if this doesn't
know.
work. If this comes out bad.
all right, we're gonna restart. Can you believe we've done 38 minutes?
It's been 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, Raph.
So, what is your favorite thing about martial arts? What keeps you going even though you get like a broken nose or orbital, or you lose and it gets really emotional? What then is like the turnaround that says, well, I'm gonna do this anyway because there is no money now, but you still do it even though there's a pandemic. Your mind is still mentally prepared.
Yeah, I'm ready to fight
compete.
right now. I don't know. I like doing it. Like I like actually like the act of fighting. Other than I I look forward to training every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes obviously not every day. Sometimes I got to drag myself into the gym, but most of the time I look forward to it. That and I got a real good support system around me from the start. Like Pete was always a big guy who was he believed in me, which I never really got that much in wrestling. And
Really?
then, yeah. So wrestling was tough. Like it was a lot of kids doing it. So like starting out, like even in high school, like not a lot of people like will get behind you, and like because there's state champions, there's these guys, so they'll get all the attention. It's like kind of like how boxing is. You got to like really make your mark to get somebody to really pay attention to you, just because there's so many people in it. So wrestling is the same way. So when I started fighting, I had Pete, and he was like really Pete and Keith Jeffrey, Dan Cormier. Those guys really like made me believe in myself, and in that, like I wanted to prove to them that I could, I was gonna be, I was gonna do everything they thought I would. And then even now, like people still believe in me. And my girlfriend, she does everything to make sure I'm, I can always make it to training, and so there's just enough people around me that it's something that can be done. And I feel like if I don't give it my 100%, like I'll live with that regret forever. That's kind of what keeps me into it.
How do you physically able to go to the next class, even though when sometimes you say, oh, I feel exhausted, and well, not that you said that. Sometimes you drag yourself
Yeah.
to go into the classes. Like, is it because you're exhausted? You're just tired sometimes?
Yeah. I
Or
mean, I work a full day and then I go train every day.
Nuts.
Um,
That's nuts. How much time a week do you think you put into martial arts?
I don't know. I would dedicate at least 4 hours just between traveling and all that. And training and just being in the gym. Usually, like on average, 4 hours a day for five to 6 days a week.
Oh, wow.
Depends if I'm in a training camp or not. So I don't know, whatever that comes out to.
Do you do anything outside as far as training? Like, do you do anything inside here? Do you study fights, watch videos or anything?
I do. I'll watch fights a lot. Sometimes watch videos, but more. I don't know. I think more as you get into it, you kind of want to separate that time you have, between like.
Oh yeah, I see.
If I'm always in fight mode, and I was like that when I started out, like you're always in fight mode, where, I don't know, you kind of start to burn out. You'll see a lot of guys burning out doing that, where like I go to the gym for how many hours a day. I love it. I'm excited to do what I do, and I think about it. I'm always thinking about what I can do next or what I can do, but like watching fights and like watching other people's fights and stuff like that, I don't know. I just kind of, you're not as into it as you do, you are when you're in the start.
Yeah.
You're more into yourself, I think. You got to kind of invest more in yourself. If that makes sense. You become less of a fan and more of as
like it's more like work?
Yeah, kind of.
And that has allowed you to keep that same love where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
that's enough of that.
I guess. I don't know. I just like it. Something I like doing.
Sorry, I like to ask like deep questions.
No, it's all right.
Is it too deep?
I don't know.
Yeah. So you got any good stories? MMA stories?
MMA stories.
Anything that comes into your head? Yeah, there's one time.
Man.
Any of those?
I know I do. It's just when you put me on the spot.
I feel like I think I should have asked this like as soon as I came in.
Yeah.
Or I should have texted you.
Some time to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get back to that question.
Yeah. How about your most what you feel your most exciting fight was?
Probably the Bellator one. The first
Really?
one. The first one I did against when I fought Mike Kimball. Because that was like I was a big underdog. I was
I
born in there to
know.
lose.
That was so awesome. Just to see that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think that was probably my most exciting fight.
And then Big John interviewed you too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was on
cool.
TV?
It was a cool weekend. It was like our whole week. I mean, they brought me in for the week. It was, real time. So that was just the whole experience was pretty cool.
You even felt that there in Bellator, like the whole 3 seconds, and then you're done with the like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure, especially there.
And it'll just like stay that way until
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Yeah. How did they pair you up, you and Kimball?
I think he was just looking for a fight, and my manager just said, "Hey, this guy's looking for a fight. What do you think?"
Mm-hmm.
Me and my coach just said, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, we'll put our name in and see what happens." And I don't know. A week later, my manager said, "Hey, you got the fight." That was it.
Oh, okay. It really is just that simple sometimes.
Yeah.
That's cool then. I'm glad it worked out that way because I hear that in fighting, there are a lot of people that call back out of fights and stuff.
That happens too. Every fight's different.
Yeah.
Especially starting out, I probably had like 12 amateur matchups lined up, and only 7 of them went through.
Okay.
And I never pulled out of any of them. It just happens.
Yeah, your future fighters will be thankful for that. I remember one time you told me there was one fight that just really turned towards the end that you said your mind wasn't really in it. It was towards this. It was against this other older guy. The first 2 rounds, he was beating you up.
Yeah, for the Cage Titans. My last Cage Titans fight.
I guess so.
Against Rossi. That was it was the title fight.
That's the one when I think I was like beginning to fanboy over you when I was like looking up like at my house, like, oh, let's see what John has done. And then I saw that, and then I asked you about it, and then you told me a little bit insider about that fight.
I don't know. Sometimes he's just not into it. Like, you just don't feel like.
It's crazy to me.
It's weird. It's real weird.
Crazy to me.
You know, but
even in the back, like, you couldn't get into it. Like, it started there.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, you are into a fight in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's something.
Everyone's different.
That's something everybody's got to work out, you know, on their own. No, it's just happens. I don't know why. Whatever it is, the nerves get to you. Whatever it is, but
you get nervous.
Everybody gets nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I see this like. I feel like you're different. I don't know.
You handle it differently for sure.
Yeah.
But easy, if you don't, if you don't get a little nervous, you get something wrong with you.
That's true. You felt nervous during that fight, that last fight for
the last one?
No, with the one that you mentioned, your last Cage Titans fight.
Yeah. Obviously I did. Yeah. Maybe not as nervous as other fights. I was already, had a couple in by then. But I was still growing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. It was an amateur fight. It was just, I didn't know. I was on a win streak. You figure, maybe, I want to get a quick submission tonight or a quick knockout. If you don't get that, you're like, oh man, I got to drag this out. And then if you get beat up for the first 2 rounds, like, oh man, I gotta really pull through on this one. And you hadn't done that in how many fights, but you get over that. This just comes with learning. But that's why we have amateur fights.
Yeah. How much did the wrestling, when you said you've done wrestling since the 4th grade, how much did that pay off for you when you?
Huge.
I wish I did more fight.
It paid off a lot in the beginning for me.
Yeah.
In that, like, at least I had people wanted to, people wanted me to be in the gym with them, training with them, showing them stuff about wrestling.
Mm.
And then you learn about, all right, yeah, I'll show you some takedowns. You show me some kicks or, whatever. And then, I just, people wanted to, they saw potential in you as such a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So people are more willing to invest. It still pays off. Just, knowing how to do a takedown, taking people down since I was in the 4th grade, it just burns a hole in you that you'll never forget how to do that. So, that'll always be like a motion that I'm just used to. That's
what I was going to ask you, since, you haven't done wrestling since then. Like, have you forgotten?
No.
How to do it, yeah.
I keep up with it enough.
Yeah.
My wrestling. I'm sure if I haven't wrestled since I was in high school, I wouldn't even be able to do a double leg right now. But since I've been keeping up with it.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot what I was going to ask. Shoot. Spacing out. I think it's the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have a nice little place.
Thanks, Raph.
Yeah, you're welcome. If only everyone can see it. I guess I'll move on because I forgot.
Right.
Are you gonna do anything for Christmas?
I don't know. Might see
this was supposed to be the Christmas special.
Yeah, I thought was it gonna be the Christmas special, or is it gonna be the?
If you want it to be, sure. Do you want it to be? That's all you have to do is say yes.
I don't know. You do whatever you feel fit.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not in a position to make that call.
I feel like in that case we should have had some Christmas decorations in the back.
Yeah. Could have done. Yeah. Then you know what? Then never mind. We won't do it. We'll just put it out as a regular one.
Well, like Christmas is, people put the tree up for 30 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have a tree?
Nah.
Oh.
We were looking at trees today. We didn't get one.
Yeah, no.
You know what?
It's so,
Forget it.
like it's so late into.
Yeah, we don't
Me,
put
though.
anything up.
No.
I don't want to be like it.
Well, did you do anything for Thanksgiving?
Nah, just because of COVID was going around, and my grandparents were going to be with my parents, and they just didn't want to.
So no one in your family has caught COVID?
No, nobody got it. Yeah, everybody's good. Everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So what does 2021 look like for you?
Hopefully some fights.
Yeah, right.
You know.
What was your plan, by the way, this year? It sucks you never got in like one little fight in like before this all happened.
I was gonna be.
I wish.
It was April that I had, because I fought in October of last year, and then
wow, jeez.
I was supposed to fight.
I don't think you've ever gone that long since you started, right?
Never. So I was supposed to fight. I fought October, skipped one card, was supposed to fight April. That's when it got bad, so they canceled the card. That's been it ever since.
CES?
Yeah. So I was wanted to, take a fight, 2-3 fights, whatever I had to do with CES.
What about
hopefully
the one
get in a contender series or whatever I could.
Yeah.
Maybe get in the UFC. Yeah, just keep taking, good fights, hopefully.
Yeah. I want to be your media guy.
You can be it.
Yes.
I don't have,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a media guy. You can be a media guy.
Okay. So when you're training, you don't mind if I take pictures of you?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Didn't we talk about that? You taking over my Instagram or something?
No, I don't know.
Fighter page.
I don't know.
You want my
I
fighter
just
page?
don't want.
I'll give you the keys to my fighter page.
First of all, I love that your Instagram handle is like John Douma.
Yeah.
The fact that no one has taken that. I've looked for my name.
Yeah.
I have sent DMs to people who have like Raphael.
And I said, asked them for the name?
Yeah.
Really?
You want your name.
Yeah.
It's like people who have like rarely any followers.
Man. Huh.
And they never reply to me. Every time I look, it's like, it's legit, because some people, like, let's say Darren Till, for example, he has Darren Till 2, which means the original. It makes you feel like you're the original John Douma.
Yeah. I always have that. Huh.
Yeah.
It's a good thought.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I know you don't pay attention to any of that stuff, but I also don't want to mess with your, your fish pictures.
Yeah.
Every time you catch a fish.
I should make a separate Instagram. Just like a normal one and then one for fighting.
No, I don't know.
Right. Nah.
Yeah, because if you don't even mess with one,
yeah,
I feel like
you're right. I can't. No way I'm gonna handle two.
But what I can do is take pictures and then edit them and then send it to you so you can upload it whenever you want.
All right,
like a nice shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those cliche stuff. Put like a bunch of hashtags.
Okay.
Get something popping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to tell me what to say, but
yeah. Shoot videos and all that.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm cool with whatever.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
So, media was not like a thing that you were interested in becoming as part of your like MMA journey. Like you could care. I think I've heard you say that before. Like, oh, I could care less about.
I mean, I should care.
Or I don't know how much you think it'll help you.
I don't know. Like I said before, like there's two different paths you can go down. You can go down like I got a lot of fans, I'm really well spoken. I have, sell a ton of tickets. I got great pictures on Instagram. I got a ton of followers. You could take that path and take easy fights and do that. Or you could take the path of like, hey, people, I have really, really exciting fights. Not to say that those guys don't have exciting fights. They for sure have exciting fights.
Yeah.
But, sometimes they don't take, some of them, not all of them, but some of them don't take the toughest fights in the world. Or you could take the path that, you have exciting fights. You take real hard fights. Like that kid, did you see the Bellator fights?
Who?
Yesterday. Just using
that
I
didn't
kid.
See that now.
Kerman.
What do you do?
Russian last name. His Instagram's Killer Chem.
By the way, Peter should have fought by now.
We should look that up.
Who?
Can you look it up? All right.
Oh snap! This is
Yeah,
This
we're
is the
getting
first time.
the fight updates. He doesn't say a lot. But he fights like he has the most exciting fight every time he fights. He's a Bellator fighter. He's under Top Game management. Every fight he has.
Wait, I think he has like a couple thousand followers.
I guess so. I don't know.
Because he's a Russian guy.
Yeah. I don't know if he's Russian. I don't know.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else. He's in Top Game too?
Yeah.
That's dope. Is Top Game?
But those guys they take tough fights and people like them for that. I'd like to be more on that side where people are excited about watching my fights.
The way I see it is that it's so exciting to watch you fight that I feel like it's almost like blasphemy to not have anyone see
I don't know,
all the awesome stuff that happens around it.
All
like
right.
if it was a boring fight,
okay,
and it's like, what'd you do to get that? Like, how do you deserve all the popularity?
It's a lot of time too.
I know.
I feel like it takes a lot of energy to always be on Instagram thinking, maybe it doesn't. I don't really know.
Well, also,
for me,
it
does. It's just people aren't as good with it. I'm just not as good with it.
I also don't know how private you want your life to be. And it's like, don't post that.
I just don't want to look vain. Like I just don't want to look like, oh, look at me.
Do you think you look vain now?
Doing this?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. No.
No.
I don't know.
That's exactly how you are, right?
I just think I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong mindset. But probably not. But no, probably not.
What?
I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
I like what I'm doing.
I'd love for more people to see it. That's all. That's my goal.
Fair enough. All right. I'll let you make that happen, Raph.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
That was my 30-second pitch to you.
Cool.
Okay. So I just got to catch you when you're training. I don't ever see you.
We go to the same gym.
I know, but I go in the mornings and
yeah, that's true. Come to some night classes.
What night classes are you going to?
Monday.
Okay.
Monday night, mostly I just show up at 5:30 and whatever's going on is going
every
on.
day?
Around 5:30, 5:36ish.
Okay.
Every night.
Okay, I'll catch you then.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have like a minute and a half left. So is there
it?
anything that you would? Yeah.
Wow.
Is there anything that you would like to close off to the people of Talk or Tap? Butter.
No, not really.
That's
about it.
That's your man right there. That's John Douma. Is it just John?
Yeah. No Jonathan.
Jonathan? No, dang it.
No, that's all it is. Just John on the birth certificate.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. And no nickname.
Nope.
I know in the gym. Huh?
Nothing sticks. I was trying to make Karate Johnny stick.
I don't think that you can make your own.
Yeah, I know. That's why
I feel like that's taboo.
It never came about.
Yeah.
It was just a joke.
Yeah. Wait, Karate Johnny?
Yeah.
I never heard you say that.
It's ironic, right? Because
you don't do anything karate style.
I don't do anything karate style.
Aren't you trying to implement? I've seen you do more kicks now than ever before.
I haven't. I started throwing head kicks. I don't know if I'm throwing them right. I just let them go. But I don't care about being on my back. On account of JiuJitsu.
The what?
On account of JiuJitsu.
Oh yeah.
Because I like playing guard now.
Do you ever tapped anybody out? Oh yeah, besides
in JiuJitsu?
Besides, no.
In MMA?
No, that's an insult.
What are you talking about?
Besides Kimball.
Yeah. I got my first pro fight was a submission. Couple amateur fights, submissions. What else? Did I only have two as a pro? I guess so.
How many do you have as a pro in general? How many fights?
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we get any results? What happened? That's okay.
Just what happened.
Who was he fighting?
Chase Cooper.
It was Chase Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It says Chase Cooper defeated Peter Barrett by a submission heel hook in round 3.
Heel hook in round 3.
Oh wow.
And it looked like, from what I was reading, it looked like Pete
Yeah. Those are tough. Those are sneaky, the heel hooks. And Chase Cooper's got a very good ground game.
Yeah.